It's Friday Night Football. Your first and goal coverage is supported by McDonald's Valley-wide.
District football play in the Rio Grande Valley always starts first in 31-5A. A 9-team league forces go time in week 3 of the season. 8 district games, a bye week during the district schedule. Valley View traveled to Stark County with a spotless 2-0 record to face the Rio Rattlers. They left shell-shocked after a 28-point first quarter from the home team. Jason Pettis passing to George Martinez. That starts the scoring. Then Pettis later scores on a short run. That made it 14-0, and the floodgates were opening. A pick 6 from J.D. Garza, and the Rattlers are running away. Rio Grande City rolls to victory. He's now 1-0 in District 31-5A play. Welcome to the Valley's official final score report. Dave Brown with you for First and Goal Final. The opening of 31-5A district play will be followed in 2 weeks by the start of the 6A districts and 32-5A. Here's how the opening week rankings fared in Dave's dozen. Let's check them out and take a look at those rankings. Number 1, San Benito was able to pick up a win over number 2, McAllen Memorial. Number 3, Vela was also a winner. PSJ won last night. Economitas lost, and also La Jolla was a loser in this contest. Now let's check in with Brandon Ortega. He's standing by live in McAllen as he reports on a matchup between our 2 top-ranked teams. Whoever would win this game would be number 1. And Brandon, I guess number 1 stays number 1, right?
Dave, we knew these 2 teams could score, but tonight a really good test for the defense. Which one could rise up as the game wore on? Both offenses tend to push the tempo from start to finish. As we check out our first and goal game of the week, impact plays of the night. Both fan bases just fired up for this one. 14-7 San Benito at the break. We pick it up in the 3rd quarter. This is where the defensive presence really start to show for San Benito. Ethan Bazan stripped right there by Nicholas Castaneda, so that was a big turnover there. Greyhounds recovered from that point. The momentum really staying with San Benito. They took control of the game later in the 3rd. Another Mustang turnover. This time, Jacob Cavazos takes it right out of the hands of Sean Scugan, who had an outstanding start to the game. Cavazos later added an interception late in the 4th quarter, and it was all Greyhounds from that point on. 31-7. They shut out the Mustangs after they scored on the opening drive. So next up, Mustangs get Los Fresnos on Thursday. San Benito heading into a bye week, 3-0, another undefeated team for the Rio Grande Valley. Let's go back to you, Dave.
Okay, thanks, Brandon. 20 games on the week 3 card, as Brandon told us. San Benito now 3-0 after tonight's win. Los Fresnos responds after a bye week. They defeat McAllen 45-6. Vela breaks open a tight game late. They win in Brownsville. Weslaco East, a big winner over Economitas. Lopez now 3-0. They beat PSJ Memorial. Donna shuts out La Jolla. Final score 16-0. Juarez Lincoln beats Donna North 31-3. Mercedes has won 2 straight. They win the rivalry game with Weslaco. La Feria unable to keep up with Corpus Christi Veterans 55-14. Port Isabel defeats Monty Stumbaugh and the Pirates 31-13. The Battle of Willacy County goes to the 3-0 Bearcats. Santa Rosa rallies to defeat the Red Ants. The Blue Devils lose at home to Riviera. Santa Gratuitous shuts out La Villa 47-0. Rio Hondo and St. Joe combine for 100 points. Rio Hondo wins by 4. John Paul II wins at Santa Maria 36-14. And the 5A district openers, as we showed you at the top, the Rattlers rolled past Valley View, and the defending co-champs both won tonight. Pioneer over Cigaroa, Nixon 27, Roma 7 up in Laredo. We've got great highlights tonight. First, we start with Valley 5A teams that took a 10-9 lead over 6A teams during the first 2 weeks of the season. There was an intriguing game tonight. Vela at Brownsville Veterans, and the 6A school will get the first score. Justin Valdez picks it up, and at that point the SaberCats led by a score of 7-0. But the Chargers' Gustavo Vasquez, their quarterback, he answers. A lot of times he scores on quarterback keeps. This game was tied at 20 late. 3 turnovers cost the Chargers. Vela scores 2 late TDs. 34-20, the final for the SaberCats. The rivalry game was on between Mercedes and Weslaco. Jacob Cavazos gets the Panthers on the board. They were up 10-0, but then it's Mercedes coming back with a couple of scores. Mark Ledesma gets it done for the Tigers. They cut that lead down to 3 and then took a 14-10 lead. Later, Matt De Santiago with another touchdown, and Mercedes holds on for the narrow win at home, 21-20. This might be the biggest win of the night here. Harlingen, the hometown Cardinals, trying to get the win over San Antonio Reagan. A year ago, Reagan ran away with it, but tonight a much different story. Reggie Wilson gave Reagan a 7-6 lead, but the Cards answer back through the air. Daniel Ramirez to Joe Reyna. Cardinals defense steps up. They downed a punt at the Reagan 1 and then got a safety. In the final minute, Cardinals big. They win tonight 22-20 over San Antonio Reagan. Most of the Valley 6A teams and almost all of 32 5A are off in Week 4 as the teams reload for the start of district play. There are only 16 games next Friday, just 2 on Thursday and none on Saturday. And as a point of emphasis about the lack of games, Sam Stadium, turf that normally hosts 4 games over a weekend, will be dark all of Week 4. Reminder, you can keep up with all the latest scores and news, our First and Goal coverage on the KRGV Sports Twitter and Facebook pages, and at krgv.com. Games many or few, rain or shine, we'll be back with the Week 4 Friday finals. That's 168 hours from right now. This has been First and Goal Final for Friday, September 15th, and we'll see you next week.